Hello, beautiful people. It dawned on me that I haven't kind of updated you guys on all the happenings here lately, like with my personal stuff versus all of the uploads on the girl world idols, as it were. Um, I was actually going to talk about the whole situation, like the dad update thing, after he kind of hornswoggled me into going to dinner with this woman that he is getting ready to marry at the end of the week. I walked into this with a two-party system sort of deal where I am still very anti-wedding. I don't think he knows her well enough to actually marry her, but I was actually very neutral on her. It was kind of, like, didn't really give a rat's about it one way or the other in relation to her specifically. Showed up to dinner, hugged my dad, and she steps toward me and goes to raise her arms like she's going to hug me. You don't know me like that. I don't hug people I don't know. So I shook her hand. I was very polite when dealing with her. I spent most of the time talking to my dad. And then we get to a point in the dinner where we were talking about my granddad. My granddad has not really been a part of our lives. I've only actually met him once, and in that meeting, him and my dad actually got into a knockdown, drag-out argument with each other. And that's the last time we've seen him. And I was probably 6 or 7 when that happened. But my dad at one point had asked me if he was still alive. And we started talking about that because I told him that I had been talking to one of his cousins. And he said, well, could you kind of subtly find out? He said, I may want to go over there and talk to him. He said, I don't want to leave this world. He said, with any kind of leftover angst toward anybody. He said, and he may not even want to talk to me, but at the very least I want to tell him that I forgive him. He says, because that's more for me than it is for him. And I made the joke. I said, yep. I said, while you're there, you can get to know all of Granddad's 30-some-odd kids. My granddad had a lot of kids. Not 30, obviously. But I can remember when we went over there that there were kids younger than me and my brother. And then there were kids older than my dad, or as old as my dad. My dad has always been the type to kind of make inappropriate jokes as long as I can remember. And he said, oh, I'm the one that got all them family genes. He don't get down like that. Basically making a pecker joke. And he started laughing. And I said, we can file that under stuff that I would never want to hear again. At this point, this woman starts laughing. And she said, somebody lied to you. You ain't even got it like that. And I stopped and looked at her. I said, immediately followed by that. I said, the two of y'all can kiss my ass with that shit. That's fucking disgusting. And my dad just kind of laughed. Ha ha, yeah, it's disgusting, all right. Ha ha ha. And I said, dude, it's always been disgusting. Even when you did it with Mom, it was disgusting. But I tolerated it because y'all are my parents. I don't need to know that about you. And the tone for me from that point on kind of changed with regards to her, because you don't know me. You've been around me less than a half an hour, but yet you're comfortable making a dick joke in front of this person's child who just got through saying that they didn't want to hear that. So I feel like right off the jump, she is kind of pushing her luck with me. From what I've been told, they're already living together. She's moved her animals and God knows what else into his house, which was interesting since he kept trying to tell me that she's got a 4,000 square foot house and she's got all this stuff and this and that and whatever. If her house is such a huge house, why does she need to move into our house? this doesn't really resolve any of the questions that I had prior to going into this dinner thing. It's just created more. So that's where I'm at with all of that. I went to the doctor today for a checkup. Did a weigh-in. I made the joke as soon as I walked in because that's the first thing they want you to do. And I said, we're starting out with the most painful part of a doctor's visit. Stepped up on the scale and weighed in at 207 pounds even. So my official start weight was 244.8, and now I am down to 207. So I am 6 to 8 pounds away from being back in Wonderland, and I am absolutely excited about it. I had a non-scale victory before that. When I was getting ready to go to my doctor's appointment, I started fishing through and trying to find a shirt to put on, and I found this one. This is one that I've had for some years. This one is custom made. I made it for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I thought this was super cute, but I haven't really worn it in a while, and the last time that I had worn it, it was very snug. But here we are, and you can see it's loose. It's loose everywhere. So, I mean, it's fitting comfortably. So that for me is non-scale. That's a visual representation of the fact that I have actually lost weight. Another one is, and I'm going to apologize right off the bat for how white I am, but I wanted to show you guys this too because I don't even know if there's a lot of people out there who are familiar with these, but I have waist beads and have always had. A friend of mine gave them to me some years back. They were very high up. They were up here on me. And they were a little loose, but not by enough of a standard that, it looked really that great. But now here we are, and they're down here on me versus up here. So I've lost enough weight that they've fallen. There's another thing. I actually had one of them that was really kind of even looser than the ones that I've got on. It fell actually below the little roll that I've got at my midsection, and it was sitting on my hips. So I had to take it off. Otherwise, I would chance breaking it. So it's actually in my room, and I'm going to reattach it at some point. I just haven't done it yet. But so that's another visual representation for me that I've actively made progress that I can see. Not just, in how my clothes fit, but how my waist beads are fitting, but I'm making progress, and that's really what I wanted. I mean, I'm not downgrading in the weights, in the actual numerical and scale weight as quickly as I was at the beginning, because there was periods there where I lost 5 and 10 pounds in a week sometimes. But progress is still progress, and I'll take it. The whole point, ideally, behind going to the doctor for the physical was, of course, obviously, to verify that my health status was still on track, despite all the changes that I've made. And since I've moved 3 hours away from my primary doctor, I just went to a clinic and had them do just kind of a once-over assessment sort of deal. The PA that was there, super nice guy, he wrote me some orders for some lab work because he said it was probably about time just to double check everything, especially since I've been losing weight and everything. He just wanted to make sure I wasn't having a deficiency in any of my electrolytes and vitamins and minerals and all that great and wonderful stuff. So I have the order for that. I've booked my appointment for tomorrow after I get up. And I told him it really wouldn't matter realistically what time I went because, my fasting break doesn't really kind of kick in until about 12 or 1, depending upon how I'm feeling at the time. So I've got that all set up. I'm working on getting on with some agencies so that I can fill in hours with this current job. Because cutting my hours after they're telling me that they have openings for people to work. So probably what's going to happen is once I get all my paperwork situated and everything with that, I'm going to pick up hours through agency, which pays better. I don't have to worry about dealing with politics, and the shifts that they have posted are obviously needs, because otherwise they wouldn't have them posted. So it gives me more reliability in relation to work. So I'm still going to be just working part-time, but with the difference in the pay scale, because you make more because you're flexible and you're working the shifts that nobody else wants. I make more money that way, which means I will probably only really need 2 shifts a week. So that's a good thing, I think, because it gives me time to do the things around the house that I want to do, and to go out and do things that I've been wanting to try. And I will be including you guys on some of that, just for shits and gigs, because I don't know if it'll be fascinating to any of you, but at the very least, it'll be something to kind of partake in that's not girl world and drama related, because I know that drama burnout is a thing. So that's what I've got. I just figured I would update you guys on the happenings, because like I said, it's been a little bit. And Skinny Queen actually asked about the situation with dinner with my dad and the StepMonster in the live stream last night when I popped in, and she said she had me on her mind. So it dawned on me, oops, I didn't tell anybody about what happened, so let me fill everybody in. So that's where I'm at. I thank you guys so much for coming through. I appreciate you being here with me on this journey through the insanity of all things, whether it be my life, whether it be girl world, whatever. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll check in with you guys again soon. Bye.